It was amazing. But anyway, he got his PhD at Harvard.
Guys,
Wow.
nakita namin
And
dito
ended up,
vannch channel.
he was working for a think tank in Santa Monica, the Rand Corporation. Got a phone call one day, and the guy says, oh, he said, my name is Robert McNamara. I'm the Secretary of Defense, and I wanted to know if you'd be interested in being my undersecretary. So he went back to D.C.
That's cool.
And so he was McNamara's undersecretary.
Yeah, a friend of mine, he went to submarines. He went to, I think he did go to school, but when he got through, he was stationed at Pearl Harbor. I don't know what subject. He wasn't on the nuke, so that's about all I remember. But he had a 6-year contract when he was active because he was on submarines.
Well, that's when they had started the blue and gold, the two crews, you know. They go out for 90 days and they come back and they switch crews and you're off for 90 days. I was stationed on the last conventional sub that they built before they built the Nautilus was the first nuclear.
Yeah, he was on conventional stuff.
Yeah, I was on the USS Salmon. And I didn't realize at that time that my career was going to be for service. And that's what I ended up doing. The last job I had, I was the executive chef at a public golf course in Southern Cal. And I was there 20 years.
Wow.
I retired. That's where I retired from. And that's why I know about, Trump and his golf was there. But that was my guess. I wasn't supposed to be a journalism teacher. I was supposed to be a certified executive chef.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
You just don't know. You don't know where you're going. You just have to, pick something and stick with it unless it's
food service. That's interesting on the military scale.
There were 4,000 now, and Roosevelt was small. There was 4,000 people, 3 meals a day, plus midnight rations, Gladden's.
Oh yeah.
But I started out in the galley, and when they had ovaries and eggs for breakfast, they had 3 guys. One guy had crack on the grill, and the other guy had churn, and the other guy would pick them up and put them on the tray. And stack the trays, and then somebody would run into the line.
Really?
But that's 8,000 eggs. It's hard, yeah. We used to make 750 loaves of bread a day. And we made cinnamon rolls. Everything was done from scratch by hand. 4,000 cinnamon rolls.
I remember boot camp. Just to get you in and out. They can't afford it. I swear, and I heard this, they mix
Well, when we were at sea, at some point we went out. We used to use powdered egg. We had to.
Yeah.
So we keep cold water down in the refrigeration, and then somebody go down there and mix them all up for the next morning. But I think the Navy is the reason 95% people use ketchup on their eggs to get rid of get rid of the taste.
Powdered eggs nowadays aren't too bad though.
No.
Hey, in fact, I had some this morning. It's made by a company. It's called Ova Easy or something like that. Just cook them in butter, garlic, salt, onion, and pepper. They're really not that bad. But the eggs powdered eggs now are back down, sure.
Yeah.
But now when I got to Pendleton Elementary School, we were going through the line and that Marine was standing there, how you want your eggs.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wow. Yeah.
It floored me.
Is this?
And I said, you know what, sunny side up. And he grinned and he said, okay, you just have to decide with you and Marine before you in a couple minutes. It floored me. It was main side Pendleton. They actually had a good chow hall. 29 Palms had a good chow hall. 29 Palms, California.
So you've done some time in California.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And
years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. USS Tripoli had good cooks. They had good cooks on Tripoli.
Well, I always said that the Submariners always got better than everybody else.
That's what I've heard.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's a smaller crew. You're only dealing with like 110 people. Well, the subs are bigger now
versus the whole base. Or
they still have to take food on for 90 days.
Yeah, you got to be able to store it. I've seen like on the YouTube videos the lockers.
I think we're talking about that.
You were just live.
Huh?
Talking about what?
Live. Not a live. YouTube.
There's no telling what kind of crap's going to be on Facebook here in a little
bit. Which way is the camera pointing? Your way?
Yeah. Our face. Good. Our face. What do you think? Come here. Come here, look at that one.
I don't believe you, but I believe you.
No. Why you don't believe me? You think that I'm lying?
Mm-hmm.
How?
You do when you want your own way.
When I tell you that lie?
Huh?
When?
No, you would. If you wanted to have it facing that way, you'd say anything.
If I will be so young,
I'm not gonna show my face.
Oh no! You just come here and look at that one. If the camera is here or you.
Yeah, it's facing you.
Let's say we're waiting because we're live.
Peace and love.
You can, when I listen to them talk, the similarities, you can tell. I guess Filipinos in different areas have different accents, but you two talk alike. Your mannerisms and everything.
Yeah, because here is our dialect.
Because we are from the north of Cebu.
Yeah.
Cebu City, although they're speaking Cebuano, but they have
like
your accent's the same.
Yeah. Like you and you. You're talking a lot. Me, you're talking a lot. But
yeah, but I'm Californian and he's a redneck, so
that's it. From Kansas.
Yeah, I tell people there's two things that I really want to learn. Before I die. I want to learn how to line dance.
Ay, pangmata na mo din na, oy.
Well, you're from California.
Pangmata na mo, diyan namin nakita namin ni Vance. Kita namin ni Vance.
Well,
gamay naman
I've got a couple of people.
Public.
One in Missouri. Antique store. And I met a girl that I worked with based at Walmart. Boy, when they talk, you can't understand a word they're saying. This guy, I was very patient and I listened to everything he said, and when I semi-understood, I, gave him the history. Boy, they mixed up the language, didn't they?
What were they?
Redneck.
It was redneck. Yeah, redneck can be. Yeah, I understand it because I've lived here.
Well, it's like everything's short and runs together.
Yeah.
You don't finish the thought.
Oh, that's just ADD or whatever it is. And sometimes with they speak fast. Some of them.
Okay, namisa mo sa
Yeah, some California too, I guess. So you talk on the phone with one. Sometimes they just rattle it out. Could you repeat that? Yeah.
Most people that I've run into are they're just laid back.
Yeah.
They don't talk real slow, but they talk so that you understand what they're saying.
Now, where you live, or more so Northwest Arkansas, there's in Northwest Arkansas, there's a mix of accents. There's quite a few people that live in Northwest Arkansas that don't sound like this in Arkansas. I mean, in part that's because they move here from different areas. But in that northern area, it just doesn't seem as prevalent. The children, when you hear children speak, they don't speak redneck. You go to Eureka Springs, it seems like most of the people that live there, and they sound like they're from Missouri, So it just depends on where you're at.
Oh, yeah. But that, even in California, everybody talks different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You go to Hollywood, you don't understand anybody.
Really? Interesting.
They have their own. They're their own society. They're in their own bubble.
Oh yeah.
They don't realize. They don't know what's going on. I'm just so glad we left.
I never did go to Hollywood. I had some of my buddies that did, but I never did go to Hollywood.
Hollywood Boulevard, Rodeo Drive crosses Hollywood Boulevard. And on one side of the street, it's Rodeo Drive, and on the other side of Hollywood Boulevard, it's Rodeo.
Really?
Yeah, it's Rodeo where the money is, and then the other side, there's no money there. So.
There's kind of a rough place.
It's so, I don't know, the word we used to use in the late 60s, they're all plastic people. It's very plastic. It's just, they're not realistic. They're not, and USC is the University of Spoiled Children. And UCLA is UCLA when the smog clears. But
like Northern California, it was pretty.
Northern California is nice. I mean, there were places up there. I wanted to live in Carmel, and Sausalito was nice. And the wine country.
It's the better part of California.
Yeah.
And then in Southern, there was some towns I like. Clemente, San Clemente. I like San Clemente, La Jolla. Those are very decent places.
Nice.
San Diego's big, but it's a cool place to visit.
Yeah. Well, in fact, the Coral Sea is there in San Diego. It's a museum now.
Oh yeah.
And that was our sister ship. There was a Coral Sea and the Roosevelt, and then there was one other. I don't remember what it was.
USS Kitty Hawk was up there too.
Yeah. But I remember the second time I went down there, I told the tour guide, I said that I told him I was a baker on the Roosevelt.
Yeah.
And I asked him if it'd be possible to let them see the bake shop. And he said, well, it isn't on the tour, but and he took the key out. Boy, that brings back memories. He said, I'm glad we're in here because I got a question. I said, yeah, what is it? He points to the little machine on the counter. He said, what is that? And I said, that's a dough divider. You put the dough in and pull the handle down, and it divides it into 32 dinner rolls, all the same size and all the same weight. And then all you have to do is roll them out and put them on. He said, I always wanted to know that was cool.
Hey, you served his purpose.
Yeah.
So you learned something.
He learned something too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They like to meet old carrier sailors.
Oh, I bet so.
It was fun.
Yeah.
No, I don't regret that. I don't regret my time. Well, see, I was glad I was on the East Coast because I didn't really want to take my 9 months to Japan, in Asia. Because we went to France and Italy and Spain and Greece and Malta. I mean, we saw in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, to me, that would have been better too.
That was it.
My uncle, he did a career in the Air Force, but he never did get to see Europe. There's air bases in Europe, but they sent him to Guam Okinawa, Thailand, Korea. You never did get to see her.
See, I'm glad I got a chance.
In Vietnam, he was in Vietnam too.
Yeah.
During the war. But it's all over, all Asia. But I'd like to see different parts of Asia. I'd love to see Vietnam. Thailand, I don't know, maybe. I hear Vietnam's a beautiful place.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're growing. Vietnam is, Ho Chi Minh City is becoming very, very modern and very, very upscale.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of American doctors have gone to Ho Chi Minh City to open up medical centers.
I'll be
in there. I was in Vietnam, not in the war, but my last wife was Vietnamese. And this was 30 years ago. And it was still not, it was heavy populated, but not like it is now. But boy, the food, so good.
Yeah.
And Thailand too, Bangkok.
Well, I think Thailand would be an interesting place to visit. I've heard that the soldiers had an affinity, the soldiers in the war had an affinity for the Vietnam foods, soup bowls, and different things like that.
Oh yeah, you can't.
It's good.
I miss it. I mean, since I left California, I haven't had good Vietnamese food because there isn't anything back here. There's Filipino and Thai, but no Vietnamese.
It's fresh. I like Filipinos, they like using the fresh vegetables, stuff like that. I think most Asian cultures cook fresh.
Well, are there any Asian markets in Sportsmith?
Yes, there's two main markets. There's Trong Son, which is over on North Ave. It's owned by Vietnamese. I think both of them are Vietnamese. And then the other one's on Midland Boulevard, Midland Asian. And then we do have a couple of Vietnamese restaurants here.
You do?
Yes, we got Pho Vuong over there on Grand Avenue. They're good. And the one over in Rogers is Pho Vietnam. It's what was an old gas station they converted into a restaurant. Pretty good food.
Oh my gosh.
So where you live, do you at Cherokee Village? Not Cherokee Village, you don't have that, do you?
No.
What about Northwest Arkansas? Are there any Vietnamese restaurants there?
I don't know. There was one in Mountain View.
Oh, yeah, that'd be closer.
There was one in Fayetteville. Right under the coming away from the and there was a strip mall. And they were back in the corner. I don't even know if they're still there.
Yeah,
it was pretty decent.
They have good food, the soup bowls, pho, they have the rice dishes, the vermicelli dishes. They're close. Pho Vuong, you get on Grand here, take a left. It's about maybe barely half a mile. It's you go over Greenwood Avenue and it's on the right. And then Pho Vietnam, you get on Grand to Greenwood to Rogers, take a right on Rogers, and it's down about a quarter of a mile on the left. It's a white building with red. It's used to be a gas station. They're close.
Yeah, they are. There's 2 Vietnamese restaurants here, very close.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
We need to go get a good bowl of pho.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And the soup.
Yeah.
Okay. We go. Yeah, and then we will be go there and the Asian store to buy the pork.
There is also Asian boutique.
Yeah, for tomorrow.
All
Here.
meals are there.
Yeah, it's Chinese based.
Okay.
We'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be
All
here
day.
the whole day. Yeah.
Well, let's plan to go eat some Vietnamese food tomorrow.
So yeah, we will be.
Are y'all going to be going somewhere visiting?
After we eat there today, and then after we will be good there in Asian and then buy the pork.
After we eat, we can go to the hotel and check in.
Oh yeah.
We have to check in.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we have to check in, and then after that one, we will be good there in Asian.
Trong Son.
Yeah, Trong Son.
Okay.
We'll go to the hotel and check in, and then we come back here and get her.
Yeah,
Shaker with it.
yeah. Get it there, and then we go there.
Our co-pilot.
Because tomorrow we will be whole day here.
Tomorrow, di ba
Too
ni
much
kakaon ate di ba ni kakaon karne ugma.
Wala man na sa ila
Here in a
dili.
little while, I gotta go
Kana
to
siya
the
di apil man siya.
motorcycle clubhouse. It's
Ako
our meeting
makaon ko
day,
eh.
so
You
I'm
know
just
what?
trying to figure out
Kabadlis
everything
siya.
here.
You're badly assigned her.
Yeah.
Did you ask? Right there.
He has an
For
hour.
the
Oh, tomorrow's, yeah, it's Lent.
what's tomorrow is Friday?
Yeah.
Friday. Okay.
Well,
Tomorrow is Friday.
they,
Next Friday is we don't eat that.
but you know, the pub and pho with
Every
the pho
Friday,
bowls, they
they
have
come
shrimp.
to
You can get a shrimp.
Yeah, every
You can
Friday.
have shrimp
Oh,
on it
that's
instead
great.
of pork or beef.
Di makaon ko ate.
You can get a rice dish with
Hindi
shrimp.
mo pabalisan yung kaon.
Uy, mukha man eh. Nga dili man ta mukha. Why we didn't eat? We eat.
Tomorrow.
You know what? Some of the Filipino,
Kaya pabalisan mo din siya.
Yeah, anyway, that's yours. For me, I will be it. That's our tradition before Christ. What I call that? Before Christ. So that is already our tradition in the Catholic. But now we are a new generation. There is no people a Catholic will be followed. What is that one? Somebody will be
Last
eat.
Friday, you ate chicken, huh? You
Yeah,
forgot.
chicken.
I took a bite of chicken and forgot. Yeah, you're right, I did.
You remember when you couldn't, when they always, when we were in school, every Friday they had fish.
Every Friday was fish. I remember that well.
No matter what you were, you had to eat fish.
Yep, I remember that well. Fish, if you want to call it, a little square patty about like this, about that thick, frozen probably.
Well, they've been doing a lot of stuff on Facebook for the Yiddish,
Yeah.
the Jews, and all their special foods and it's a shame because they're still stuck in the Old Testament and can't come out.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
Well, the Catholic faith, we observe the Lent on Fridays, up until it ends. And, it's not that bad. I mean, good grief. There's lots of things you can still eat. It's no big deal. You can eat any type of seafood.
They make such a big deal out. Well, you got to give up something for Lent. Yeah, and then the next day you go right back to doing what you were doing before. So what's the point?
I don't give up. I mean, I'll observe the Friday fast, but giving up is more about spiritual things, for me, has to do with attitudes, behavior, stuff like that. That's the purpose of Lent. What the purpose of it is to reflect on self. And it's the food's the minor part of it. Really.
Well, I just, I guess everybody has a choice. And there isn't, as far as I know, there isn't any scripture in the Bible that says that you have to eat fish on Friday.
There's no scripture per se.
And there isn't any scripture that says you can't eat pork. I think God put everything on this earth for a reason.
Jesus Christ made that very clear, in that part about things that were considered unclean that are now clean. And pork was one of those. Hey. Okay.
I can't hear you.
Funeral director. Funeral director. Clinic.
Dili na sa bukid na ito. Pag wala may crematory na. Mag-process na. Naray viewing na ron. Naray ron na ito.
Well, I want to go eat something. I have a headache and I'm about ready to pass out.
Well, we go. Gutom na kayo.
Especially since I found out that those restaurants are owned by Vietnamese.
Yeah, Vietnamese good. Stop.
And
Okay, let's go.
the Asian,
Huh?
they have a Vietnamese market that's actually owned by Vietnamese.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be nice.
So.
Because I can get some fish sauce and I can get some tofu.
Okay, tofu's good.
No problem.
We can get some. Maybe they'll have chakwe or
Uy, nasa
charua.
yung pansit to nun. Diba?
They'll have chakwe or
Ako
charua.
nagkatang mo magpatawag kanton at sige magpansit.
Oh, sige. We will be make a pancit tomorrow.
Make what?
Pancit noodles.
Oh, pancit.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know your favorite. That's your favorite.
Yes, I like pancit.
Oh, he likes pancit too. Okay.
Oh, really?
So.
Huh?
He likes the pancit.
Yeah, sometimes. I like the pork with eggs in it.
Oh, okay.
And I like what are the egg roll?
Egg roll, yeah. The egg roll.
Yeah, what do you call it?
We will look what is the stuff of the Asian market here, and we will no really. We will be book the hotel there. Yeah, yeah. We go there in the hotel. Yeah.
When what? What do you?
The hotel. We go to first in hotel and check in.
No, we're gonna eat first. And then
Oh yeah, we're gonna eat first. Then after the eat, we go to the hotel, and then we come back and take the buns, and then go to the Asian store. Okay, we good. Then there's about one people.
Wala mo kay isang store dili ate.
Oh, maginana na ka?
Pilis pa ate.
Oh, pagilis.
Pilis pa ko. Excuse me, you have to check clothes.
Okay, change your clothes.
Hmm?
I said change your clothes.
Oh, is she gonna go eat with us?
Yeah. They will go with us.
Well, she knows where it is.
Yep. Shout out everyone. Sus, day ako day mo lupad akong espiritu ana day parte na punerary patay sa gamot lang day. Hadlok magani ko kanang kuan day anino nya. Gani. Namadok jud ko ani. Thank you for coming. Nagkita namin ni Bangs. Daghang kayo salamat. Bye.
Oh, you live?
Yes.
Live from Fort Smith.
Yeah, the first meet. I'm gonna shoot up first meet there. And I don't know. So mag-end na ko. Bye. Bye.